Has it been long enough now that you're happy to like perform it?
No, I'll never. I hate that song. I fucking hate that song. It's trash.
My parents listen to like German Schlager.
Right.
I don't know why.
I hope that I already have like my eco village somewhere, and I can do music with
some green around.
Yeah, so
yeah,
drumming on some wood or something. Just back to nature.
Can you do one clap so you can see the cameras, and I'll do one. Cool. Welcome back to Unsigned Berlin. I'm sat here today with Gami for a special episode of Unsigned Berlin related with Off Season, which is an event which you're about to tell us about. But first, we're going to listen to a little clip of Fantasize.
What do we fantasize? I see it in your eyes when you think about. I just think it's time that you realize.
And that was Fantasize by Gami. You're here for Off Season, which when this comes out would have already happened, this event. But how would you describe Off Season to people who don't know what it is?
I think Off Season is an event for upcoming young creatives. I would say it's an event to showcase creativity in Berlin from young and rising creatives.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How did you get involved with the team?
Honestly, I gave Lam a Naruto scroll. So it's kind of like a poster.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's how it, yeah. So I put on my Instagram, hey, who wants this poster? Because I was like cleaning out my stuff. And then he wrote me and he came up to pick up the poster. And that was like a couple years ago, maybe.
Right.
And then, I found an email in my inbox and he wanted to book me for this upcoming event.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I was like, hell yeah, let's do this.
And that was just from following you from your social media?
Yeah.
Damn.
I think he was following me for my beats and maybe also my good looks. And I don't know what other intentions he had, but
you've been doing, I mean, a lot of your success has come through YouTube and a lot of just like video making, a lot of putting out content and stuff.
Yeah.
What was your experience with that? Like, did you start being like, this is the route I want to go? Or is it like, I guess I'm going to have to start doing YouTube, and then it became a thing?
Honestly, at first it started as a hobby. Like in the beginning, so I started making beats when I was like 16. And just like everyone back in the day, I just downloaded FL Studio. And back then there was like no tutorials. Like there was only like EDM tutorials. And I was really into hip hop. I was like hip hop dancing at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I downloaded it. And then I started making beats and they all sucked and it was all horrible. But I loved making it and I showed them to my dance friends and they were like, oh, you made this? That's crazy. Yeah, that's cool. And I don't know if they lied or if they really liked it. But I started to love making beats and I fell in love with like the learning process. I always loved learning and like mastering things, getting into one thing and then learning more about it. And slowly but surely, I realized, actually, I was in Australia on this like working holiday trip. And then I realized I wanted to like rap on like instrumentals. And I went online to look for instrumentals because my beats were all dance beats.
Right.
And then I seen that somebody like sells beats, you know, like, and I was like, wait, people sell their beats?
Yeah.
And then I started like trying to sell my beats, and obviously that shit takes like forever. But at some point, it like got traction. People started buying my beats, and to sell them, you have to put them on YouTube. So I put my beats on YouTube, and then at some point I was like, man, I don't just want to have like, I don't want to just put type beats on YouTube, you know?
Yeah.
And I started a new channel, and I started to kind of like show myself more and, do cook-ups and stuff. And that's when it really got traction. Like in like 2019 is when it really started to work out. And when honestly, if I would have to summarize it, I just always wanted to document my whole journey.
Right.
From like becoming like sucking at something to becoming really good at it.
Yeah.
And I'm still on that journey, kind of, you know.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's what YouTube always was for me, and I think that has definitely been the biggest driver of my success. I don't really see that as like,
No, but
I
in
mean, there
terms
is
of-
success and stuff, but like
Yeah.
of my journey, yeah, definitely.
Mhm. It's also really cool to be able to see that. Well, first, I imagine lots of the people that watch you are like seeing it at a similar time to where they're doing it, and it's like cool to grow with you.
Yeah.
But also for people who are starting now, like it's really cool for this generation of artists to be able to see like the first generation of people who were like putting stuff out on the internet, and it was just trash at the beginning,
Yeah,
and then like
bruh.
elevated. Is there anything you're looking for to this year? It's right at the start of 2024 that you're trying to do
I
new.
mean, honestly, it starts with like now performing in the off season,
Mhm.
because my journey was always, I always kind of wanted to rap, but I was always afraid.
Right.
I was always like very afraid of showing what I really wanted to do, you know, because it's scary because my voice sucked.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
had
yeah.
weird quirks, and the same way my beats sucked, my voice sucked. But with beats, it was kind of more distant from me
Definitely.
than like your voice, because like when you first start out, you don't think you can change your voice that much.
Yeah.
And I guess you can improve it a lot, actually. I learned later, but you only to a certain extent.
Mhm.
But with the music you made, you're like limitless. You
Yeah.
know, it's fucking limitless. And so I had to go through this really long process of learning to like love my voice and learning to like my own music and being content and happy with my music, you know. It's really just a quest of making music I like. That's
Mhm.
my continuous quest. And this year is the first year where I'm like, wow, okay, I really want to present this music and perform it.
Right.
Like, it's funny because last year that was one of my goals. Kind of, I was like, man, I want to perform more. I want to like start this, because off season honestly is my first real performance.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I've
Mhm.
been on like a tour with like these German YouTubers, Ape Crime, and there was like I was like the opener,
Mhm.
but it was just like I was just DJing them basically, you know, and
Right.
it didn't really matter, and everybody was there for them, and I was just kind of like a hype man in
Mhm.
that sense, you know, but I still did that to like gain some experience on stage. But the first time like really performing like stuff I actually enjoy, that I actually like, that's coming up now in
Nice.
in what, 4 days or something.
Yeah.
I guess when this is out, it
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
already it will be over. But yeah, this is something I look so much forward to this year. Putting out music, I really like. I feel like I'm now at a point where I enjoy my voice, and it always felt, you know, going from like making beats to being an artist.
Making
It,
songs as well, and then all
Dude.
the other stuff that comes with it.
it feels like a chasm.
Yeah.
You know, it feels like something that's so hard, you know. And I understand why Kanye, like when he was a producer, you see these rants from him where he's like, I'm not a producer no more. Because it's kind
a
of
rapper, and you're like,
yeah, it's
Yeah.
an identity crisis when you do something for so long and you're viewed and loved for it, and people like you for that thing,
Yeah.
and then you kind of leave that a little bit behind and say, hey, now I do this
yeah,
and I suck at it. Love me.
Yeah.
You know what I
learning
mean?
to do something like from the start is so much harder than like you do it a lot when you're a kid, and then you forget how hard it is, and then you start when you're older, and you're like, fuck. It's
Yeah.
like I did the same with singing, where I was like, this is just starting from
Bruh.
zero is so fucking.
I love that though. I love this like from zero.
Yeah. It feels so
stuff.
good when it's getting better, but it's also really hard.
Yeah, but yeah, it was hard. It was hard for me too, because I already had a following that liked me for beats. So
Yeah.
now I'm not like growing in silence essentially, but
Mhm.
I put like songs out that sucked in front of like an audience, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so there was a little bit more resistance in that way. But I feel like most people have that resistance anyway, because they feel judged by their friends or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I'm finally over that shit, and I'm finally proud of my music. I like my music, and that's what I'm most excited about, to finally represent my music more, you know, and
Yeah.
stand for it and be like performing. That's what performing is, I feel like. It's
Yeah.
like, hey, listen to the stuff I made. I like
In front of a bunch
in
of people.
front of
with it,
people,
yeah.
and like yo, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah. Is there something you think you learned or that changed that made you then comfortable to perform that maybe a year ago you didn't have?
I think caring less about the audience. I
Mhm.
think we all listen to a lot more of Rick Rubin now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And one thing he said was like, the audience comes last. And that really resonated with me because the more you think about who will listen, what they will think, etc., it just corrupts your art. You know, it's like
Mhm.
dumping brown water into your crystal clear Alaskan fucking spring, and yeah, it's just making stuff I like and not doubting my taste, you know.
Mhm.
I think that was big for me. That gave me a lot of confidence. And what else? I don't know. I think that was the big switch, honestly.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Am I right in thinking about a year ago you started to learn saxophone?
Yeah,
How's that going?
I can play it on beats now.
Damn.
Yeah, I played saxophone when I was 9,
Oh,
like
okay.
for 2 years, but it was all Christmas songs. I
Mhm.
come from like I come from like a little town in the Black Forest. It's called Elzach, and it's
Mhm.
like a beautiful little town. It's not like Heidi, like that level of isolated, but it feels like Heidi.
Yeah.
And my mom put me into saxophone like class, and I hated it. I completely hated
Well,
it.
if you're doing Christmas songs, yeah, it's
It
pretty
was
like
all fucking Christmas songs. It was marching band. It was
Yeah.
just notes. It was just the fundamentals, and I hated it. But then I got it. I made the song with Versus, Fantasize,
Mhm.
and Versus is a producer. I think he lives in New York, and he came to Berlin, and he played saxophone, and it felt like, you know, when Masego plays saxophone, it felt like an expression.
Yeah,
It felt like he
yeah.
was singing, and I was like, man, yo, this is so cool. And we rented him a saxophone so we could record saxophone, and I just kept it. I just took over the rental contract
Oh, nice.
and bought it. And now I have it at the studio all the time. And if I want saxophone on it, I just get it out and play
Yeah.
it.
Alto or tenor? What did you?
I play alto.
Oh, okay, yeah, nice. Well, it's also like easier when you have a couple years when you're a kid where you can already make a sound when you pick it up.
Yeah, the
So, like,
embouche was so easy for me.
Yeah.
That was really quick.
Yeah.
Play flute now too.
Damn.
Fucking,
Was that like from? I feel like I don't really watch anime, but I feel like there's more flute in a lot of anime music.
Yeah.
Was that the inspiration?
Yeah, that's the inspiration for sure. Like
Nice.
Yuji Ono. I love Yuji Ono. Also like Nujabes. And yeah, Yuji Ono has this is like a Japanese composer. He did like a lot of the Lupin the Third soundtrack.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And just generally 70s music, you know, whether it's like funk or soul music. And I think like I love those type of flute sounds
Yeah,
a lot. Do you play saxophone?
I do. Yeah,
Ah.
yeah. I studied for like 8 years.
Oh,
not like
shit,
not like in
that's sick.
conservatoire, just like
That's crazy.
just doing classes. Started out classical because that's like how you learn instruments in the UK,
Yeah.
which is fucking terrible.
yeah.
And then switched to jazz, which was a lot more fun.
Yeah.
And then when I moved to Baden-Württemberg, I just like didn't play for a couple of years, which kind of sucks.
It
But
does
then-
that to you. I swear it's a Baden-Württemberg thing, bro.
Yeah, I dropped a lot of instruments. I like kind of stopped doing music for a little bit when I moved there. And
Yeah,
then-
man. Takes it out of you.
Yeah, but then moved to Berlin and picked it back up.
Ah.
Yeah.
There you go.
I want to ask about the Kryptonite video. The animation
Oh.
is really cool.
Yeah. Damn,
Well-
you did your research. I like it.
What
Bro,
was the
finally
process like?
somebody mentions this shit, bro.
No one has before. It's like really well done because
Yeah.
I mean I really like animation.
Yeah.
And I was watching it being like, oh, this is like
Mm.
I'd love to do more animation for my work, but
Yeah.
don't know how to start.
Yeah.
What was the process like for putting that together?
Dude, the thing with so Kryptonite is a song of this first EP I did, Chaos Emerald, and we were like, I got really into Blender,
Mhm.
and I met this guy, Nico Yun, and he helped me. Like he seen it in my story, and he was like, "Oh, I can help you with Blender." He's like a Blender prodigy,
Right.
like super sick. And then at some point I was like, "Yo, do you want to like make a music video for the song?"
Mhm.
It was like a couple years ago. That was like 2 years before the EP even came out. And that was like just when hyperpop started.
Right.
You know, it was just like hyperpop was still underground type shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I got so into hyperpop and I started pitching up my vocals and shit before even this whole TikTok trend of like pitching up your vocals.
Yeah, yeah.
But then I was like too scared to put it out because it sounded so weird and it just sounded good to me.
Yeah.
Which now I learned is actually
good sign.
the good thing, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the video. I was like, man, this song, we need a video for it. And that was Kryptonite. And Nico came to Berlin and we started working on a video. Like I set up a station for him in my studio and I was working on the EP and he was like working on the Kryptonite video. And he had done some work at home before, but we did all of that in Blender. I say we, it was basically Nico. Nico, one person. You got to think about this. This is super crazy. One person did a whole music video. I think it's 2 minutes long, 2:30 in Blender before AI. That was before DALL-E was there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so he did all of that completely. And the process is crazy. It gets a bit nerdy. We started it, then we took a long hiatus. He did not want to continue anymore. He was like, man, I'm sick of this shit. You know how it is with projects. I forced him. I was like, come on, Nico, we need to finish this shit. And then we found a love for it again. He got, like, it took dimensions of, he bought a mocap suit and we did like mocap animations and shit. Only thing I really did was help with like the design of the characters a little bit. Like
creative direction a bit.
Yeah, I made this character called Ori, which he also designed.
Right.
But I was like, yeah, I'm imagining it like this.
Yeah.
And it was a Vocaloid. I don't know, do you know, like Vocaloids are these Japanese singing robot VSTs.
Oh,
so
right.
Hatsune Miku, for example, is like the most famous Vocaloid. You can basically write a note, write what they should say, and then they sing it.
Right.
So I created this like virtual artist called Ori. And then there was Gami, so it's Origami, which is kind of my producer name. And then the story should be like, was like based on the Sonic Adventure 2 battle games. You know what I mean? So like the Chaos Emerald comes and then the Dark Gami wants to get the Chaos Emerald. Yeah, so we came up with the story, made the video. It was a pain. It was hundreds of hours of work, of mind fucks and just thinking about it. And it was crazy, but the end result was really cool. And the video kind of flopped. I thought it would get like hundreds of thousands of views, but I'm still so happy that we did it because it was so, we learned so much in the process. And like for Nico, it was also really cool. Shout out Nico, man. Nico Yun.
I was going to say how long did the Blender thing take? But like you said, like
Bro,
just fucking forever because you did that hiatus and everything. And like,
yeah, it's hard to say because we started 1 year and finished it like in the next year.
Yeah.
But I would say overall, just in work hours, it feels like it was 2 months of straight work every single day, 10 hours type shit if you would like compile it for him. Like everything, like the rigging, the animation, the character design, everything.
Yeah.
And that's what's so fucked because after that, listening to that song for so often, the people that lived in Nico's WG, like in his house, in his shared apartment, started hating the song. It took that dimension where he listened to the song so often, they were like, turn this shit off. Yeah. You know? And I hated the song, he hated the song, but we were so deep in this shit. Yeah.
Has it been long enough now that you're happy to like perform it?
No, I'll never. I hate that song. I fucking hate that song. It's trash. It's not trash. It's a good song for that time. It's like a diary entry, right? It's like, at that time, it's cool. I'm very proud of it. It was a cool song, but I don't identify with that sound anymore. You know what I mean? But the video is amazing.
Is there any other visual stuff you want to try out?
I mean, I'm getting really. I've been editing my own videos for a long time. And I just got DaVinci Resolve, which is like a video editing software. It's kind of like the industry standard for color grading. It's a great program. Yeah. And so I'm really getting into color grading. Obviously, I also love this like 35 millimeter film look with lots of halation and bloom and shit. But yeah, I get more into storytelling. I think I'm still interested in that 3D world,
Mm-hmm.
but honestly, the most interesting stuff to me would be a blend of 2D animation, like anime vibes,
Mm-hmm.
mixed with like filmmaking, you know?
Right.
If I could like mix those two, or even like a comic aesthetic, kind of like
the Spider-Verse movies that came out that were like 3D, 2D.
yeah, they were cool, but more like real 2D and then
Mhm.
real 3D, or like
Oh, okay.
mixing mediums, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But filmmaking definitely, and just telling more stories. And I just like about animation that you can tell certain stories that are like off the wall, kind of almost like
Yeah.
a Spielberg movie, you
Mhm.
know, like, which is hard to do if you're just like a solo artist. You just can't like blow things up,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
guess, like
Yeah.
that easily.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Or legally.
Yeah. Or like do a police chase scene,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, like there's one guy that makes amazing music videos, Ant's Life. He's a rapper from the UK, and there's this director. Oh, fuck, what's his name? Oh, that's tough. I think it's Emerson, Thomas Emerson. Anyway, I'm butchering this. I'm sorry, but he has the
We'll put
craziest
the
music
info in the
videos.
description.
Yeah, check out his music videos. They are crazy. I'm trying to do some shit like that. He has one music video where he rents out an airport. He learned to dance salsa for that like
Yeah.
music video. And I think going to that extent for something I would interest me. Like learning, like I'm getting into chess boxing. Just like doing shit like that, you know, that's
Yeah.
authentically me.
Yeah.
And just just telling that story kind of, or
What's-
learning something. Just
What's
for
chess
that.
boxing like? Is there, because I imagine there's parts of it that you don't expect to be really hard.
It's honestly, I'm only getting into it. Like, it's I would have. I don't want to speak on chess boxing yet because I'm, you know, I still have
New.
to like fucking do that journey. But
Yeah.
I'm really like, it's something I think I done a lot of jujitsu, you know,
Right.
a lot, like
Done
a year of
jujitsu.
jujitsu,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
as a fucking white belt.
Yeah.
But
More than someone who hasn't done martial
I
arts.
dabbled.
Yeah, yeah.
I dabble. I
Mhm.
like martial arts. I did a lot of kung fu for a couple of years,
Mm.
and I really want to get good at chess boxing. And I already played chess, and I
Mhm.
already done kickboxing. So I was like, man, okay, there's a chess boxing club right next to me. So
Right.
right now, I'm actually every week I'm thinking of, okay, I gotta go to this chess boxing club. But then I think, fuck, I'll probably like get hurt and then I can't perform or something.
Yeah.
So
True.
right after this fucking performance, the next journey is go to the chess boxing thing. But
Mhm.
chess boxing, basically you box for a round and then you play chess,
Yeah.
and the winner is determined by KO or by checkmate.
Is it you pay? So you play for like you box for a round and then you play a whole game of chess? No, you play like
No, you play a round of like minutes.
Right.
I think you play a minute or so.
Yeah, okay.
It's
So
like
it's pretty quick as well.
Yeah,
don't wanna
it's
get-
obviously timed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you
same.
have to like play fast. I just think it's funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like it would be cool to train. What was the question? How did we end up at chess boxing?
Visual. Something
Visual shit.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
but-
that's the visual stuff I would be interested in.
Mhm. What about genres? Are you? Because I was just listening to you explaining your lineup for off season, and it was like, oh, this one's like R&B, this one's like hip hop, this one's a different thing.
No,
it-
I call myself genre fluid. I don't
Mhm.
like to think in genres too much. I think I ask myself the questions, why do we even have genres? And I guess it is to categorize things, because
Marketing. Like, for my opinion, I feel like it's marketing.
it's marketing, right? And it is, well, it has a practical case, because if I say, oh, I want to listen to some 80s Brazilian funk,
yeah.
you have an immediate idea of the sound,
Mhm.
and you can find a playlist and I can tell you about it. You're like, oh, this sounds interesting.
Yeah.
I'll listen to it. So it has a place, but in the creative process, I don't like to think in genres, because
Mhm.
I feel like it limits me. You know,
Yeah.
so I just try to create shit I like, and if I like it, I'll put it on an album or out as a song and stuff. I mean, I'm still learning to be an artist and stuff. I'm still finding my sound, but even that, I don't think you have one sound.
Mm-hmm.
I think
more and more now, especially like younger people who grew up on shuffle.
Yeah. Dude, how many different genres do you listen to?
In an hour you'll listen to.
Dude, I could listen to all types of shit,
Yeah.
And my taste changes so rapidly. I think that's also interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, you didn't even have that chance to listen to that much stuff because you had to buy the music.
Yeah.
You had to buy a vinyl and switch it and shit. You would just listen to one album and then you maybe have your couple albums and shit. People had to put you onto new music.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's just oh, you will like this. You know?
Yeah, which is kind of a problem. I feel like the people putting you onto music was a good system for
that was cool.
For finding music you really like and not just you'll leave on.
I mean, I also loved my Discover Weekly is trained. It's trained, bro. I can put that shit on and it's ooh. That goes in the playlist. Nice. Ooh.
Yeah.
But I feel like I listen to new music all the time and not to really. I'm not I need to listen to this song. I have maybe 3 songs where I'm oh yeah, this is time for this one,
Yeah.
But
do you remember what the first project or artist was that made you realize that doing music as a job could be an option?
Ooh, music as a job.
Or just making music could be an option.
Making music. Do you mean yet? This is tough for me because it's for me, music was beats for a long time.
Right.
Creating music was instrumentals. So I would say, actually, I think the first time I seen somebody do it on YouTube was maybe Felly. Do you know Felly?
Yeah, I think so.
He's an artist now.
Right.
He used to do MPC cookups. Taz Taylor. Crazy. He's a beat making legend. He did the whole beat selling thing. And then just making music as an artist, I mean, that was always just my dream.
Right.
As a job was not the idea. It was just I wanted more time for it, and I needed more time. And I thought, honestly, beat making was kind of a shadow career, but it was also, I'm very particular about what I want and like. And I've always kind of been on my own a lot. I only now learn to collaborate more, trust other people more with work and stuff. And I just wanted to have the ability to create my own sound. And I viewed it as a learning. I just viewed that beat making, selling beats thing as getting paid to learn to create music and write songs and write stuff, Do
you still view it like that? Or do you feel like it's just something you're happy to do?
It's interesting because now it's kind of my side hustle to support my music. But it's also become more of, I think more, I switch hats, When I think of making a beat, I can't really make good stuff. When I think of making a song, the beat happens by itself. It just happens.
Yeah.
I just pull it. Because then I'm not in I need to make the MIDI file. It's time. The MIDI needs to be good. It all needs to be done by me.
Yeah.
It's more okay, I pull in this sample. Wow, I love the sample. I rap on the sample. It's become a lot more minimal.
Yeah.
My production has become a lot more minimal and a lot more essential. It's more
it's after the hyperpop. You get interested in hyperpop and it's maximalism. And then afterwards you're we could just, we don't need drums for this. We can
bro. No, it's essentialism. That's where we ended.
Cool. Well, we've done 31 minutes. We can go into, I've got 4 quick fire questions prepared.
Hey, I got time.
Ready just for some quick answers.
Quick, okay, this is tough for me.
So if you can choose 3 people to make a song that you've worked with, so one
that I worked with?
Yeah, so one producer could be Simon Servo or yourself or whatever. One live group. So
a live group?
Or musician, so it could be
So I can take a couple musicians.
You could take the symphony orchestra you worked with.
Oh.
You could take anything you've worked with.
Oh, anyone?
Yeah.
Yo, I should answer this quick fire. That's mean as fuck. I'm already thinking.
And one vocalist. So live musician, vocalist, producer. Who do you choose?
Fuck, just one vocalist.
Oh, you could just, just one.
No background vocals.
Same person. It can be
2 vocalists.
Okay, 2 vocalists.
Oh my God, this is so fucking tough, man. Okay, live musicians, I obviously take my jazz homies, my homie Paolo. I need my homie Mon, my homie Jonas, my homie Matt. I need them all to play. Producer, actually, I have two. I have Gabriel from Sweden and Matteus Jording. They are in Fugitive Familia, this like Swedish R&B group. I did like a songwriting camp with them. They are fucking insane. Insane producers. I would have them produce it. And someone vocalist, I'd probably put two. I would put Soli on there just for like the rap vibe, because he's honestly like one of the most fire artists in Germany. And then the second vocalist, I would probably take a singer, and I would take fucking Christian from Fugitive Familia on there.
Right.
Yeah.
Damn.
We like mix him with like a singer. You know what I mean? Fuck. This is so mean. I fucking hate this question. No, this is mean.
We got the next one. You've made music in Berlin, Toronto, and New York City. Can you rank them based on which is the best to make music in?
What type of question is this?
Or which you enjoyed making music in?
Where did I enjoy? I enjoyed making music the most in Sweden.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Actually,
in Stockholm or like somewhere?
Yeah, we went near Malmö.
Mm-hmm.
And I did the songwriting camp. I haven't posted anything about it yet. The video's coming. But like I said, with the Swedish R&B group, Fugitive Familia. And we just were in the woods, isolated in a fucking cabin in nature. And it was just us making songs and like 13 people making songs. And it was like 5-6 producers and like 7 artists. And everybody was working together, vibing for like 5 days, and new people came, and everybody was so fucking talented. It was my favorite musical experience I've had.
Nice.
Like,
I mean, that's the dream as well, right?
Bro, I don't know if it gets better. I hope, but if it doesn't, I'm happy with this, because it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Yeah,
I love working with amazing singers. I realized that's my favorite thing. I don't care if I make the beat or I sing on it, but I need good vocals on it. And if I have an amazing singer or amazing rapper, so nice. Sweden is the answer. If it wasn't Sweden, I like Berlin. Honestly, it doesn't matter where, bro. It matters who.
People.
Who matters. Fair. Who matters. If it's where, it's at home. I like making music in my bedroom still, even more than in my studio. That was rapid fire.
Yeah.
That was not even... Bro, I can't answer questions quick.
Okay, this is like
tangents.
A 1 or 2 word answer. What's the anime you've enjoyed the most last year?
Hunter x Hunter. Last year?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, why last year? Hajime no Ippo.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then...
Fuck, no, sorry. Jujutsu Kaisen.
Okay.
Second season.
And then this is probably not as short, but what's the lesson you've learned in the last 6 years of putting out content that's elevated it the most?
Elevated my content the most? Being a constant student. A student of life, of yourself, and of the energy around you. Because the way everything goes into your content, that goes for creations anyway. Mm-hmm. So everything, how you live influences your content even more, and your energy even more than just thinking about, oh, I need to do this or this. Just making it more authentic and stripping things away rather than just adding shit in. That elevated it, I think.
Cool. Well, thank you very much for coming. Do you have anything to plug?
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Obviously, what do I have to plug? Off-season event. If you're watching this, watch out for the next one.
Yep.
Other than that, I don't really have much to plug. You can watch my stuff on YouTube if you type in Gami. Sometimes you have to type in beats because there's a Spanish dude.
It'll be in the description as well.
Yeah. And other than that, it's just thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And for people who are listening, thank you for listening.
Yep.
If you can like and leave a review, that always helps a lot. And stay tuned, because attached to this episode, there'll be more special episodes for off-season. Welcome back to Unsigned Berlin. We're back with another short episode in collaboration with Off Season, and I'm sat here today with Lenge. And just to get going, we're going to listen to a little snippet of Club-Eintritt. Yeah.
20 Euro Club-Eintritt, wenn du heute im Club eintrittst, tust auf Arrogant, gibt's kein Blick. Doch ich weiß, du gehst mit mir mit. Ich lieb alles an deinem Fit, Baby, dein Dress, dein Lippenstift.
And that was Club-Eintritt from Lenge. You're from Kassel, you're living in Kassel, but you're here for off-season. Can you maybe describe the off-season event for people who don't know about it?
Of course, I think the off-season event is a very, very great chance for every little artist like to become or to get a stage, and yeah, to like get to community a little bit better, and yeah, to get a chance to perform and yeah, to get some experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to present their songs. I think it's a really great opportunity.
Nice. How did you get involved with the project?
That's a good question. I think I write some of the guys for a feature who organized this, or that I can have some beats because I make like really, yeah, my type of music is like deep house and rap and the remix, and there are not that many good producers who are like making deep house beats, and they are very rare to find. And yeah, Lemon make very good beats of that. So I wrote him, and yeah, he invited me to that event, and I was very glad about that, and took that chance immediately.
Nice. Is that mostly how you put together songs? Is like contacting people for beats and then writing from that, or do you like to work from nothing with the producer?
No, I'm searching for beats mostly. Like I think the most newcomer at the beginning on YouTube. I'm searching for beats,
Right.
and yeah. Sometimes if I like the work of a producer a lot, I just write them on Instagram or something, and then yeah, like I get a package of
Yeah.
beats, and I just writing on it. Sometimes I send my project to them, so they like give me the green light,
Mm-hmm.
and because their opinion is also very important to me.
Yeah. And a lot of most of the songs that you do are kind of house hip hop, or at least hip hop infused with techno. Is that, I mean, this year was really good for that, 2023, so last year.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it's still a really growing genre, or do you feel like it's peaked and you're kind of looking for something else to play with?
I think it's peaked already. Like with artists, like I don't know if I can. Hip hop has a long history. I think, especially in Berlin, like with an artist like Dennis D. Stas, I think he's called here in Berlin. But yeah, it's peaked like the last 2 years. But I'm just feeling very comfortable in this genre.
Right.
Like I was making like another type of music before, but I didn't think it represent myself, like my what type of human I am,
Yeah.
and what type of personality I have. Like I can't rap about like a tough life or something. I always get a good life, so I don't really have how can I say it, this hip hop lifestyle, and so I can also rap, but I can make it more like a music for party mood or for party people.
Yeah.
So I think it's very, very easier for me to show me like with that type of music.
Yeah. When you're writing and you have, I mean, I have the same thing because I also do hip hop, and it's like a limited, what you can write about is different to what a lot of mainstream stuff is. Are you usually starting to write a song with a concept and you're like, this is what I know I can write about, let's do that? Or is it more improvising?
It's more improvising. Like, for example, I have a song, it's called Muttermal. And I was just standing in the bathroom, and there was like a bottle of Man Expert of L'Oreal. And then I searched like a rhyme for L'Oreal. And after Wasserfall, Muttermal, I came to the song Muttermal.
Right.
Sometimes it's just like I don't plan it, and I just see something and I think, okay, rhymes on this would be very good. Of course, sometimes I'm in a mood, and I think, okay, a song about that would be perfect now. But I'm not thinking about it. It's very, very spontaneous, like everything.
Is that the same approach you take with social media? Because you've put out like 330 TikToks in like 2 years, so it's almost every other day.
Yeah. I don't know. I actually don't like the TikTok game a lot.
Mhm.
It doesn't give me a lot,
Yeah.
but I think it's very necessary. I'm not happy with that,
Hmm.
but I just realized I had like last year three big video sessions, and yeah, published them on YouTube, but I
Right.
paid like a couple of hundred euros for that.
Hmm.
And I just realized, okay, I put so much effort in this project,
Yeah.
and it doesn't give me like so much bigger back.
Hmm.
And TikToks are very easy to realize. And I'm like a small artist, and
Mhm.
my time is limited, my
Yeah.
money also.
Yeah.
So it's just a good yeah, it's very good for me to grow like
Mhm.
and to find new people who want to listen to my music.
Yeah. With having a forward-facing, like a public-facing profile on TikTok and doing hip hop, while you're also a teacher, is that ever something that you worry about with like, oh, these are topics I probably shouldn't touch if I'm a role model for the kids,
Mhm.
or they're gonna bully me forever if if I release this kind of thing?
Of course, yeah, I had these thoughts a lot in my past, because of course that are not two lifestyles who are fitting very
Mhm.
much.
Yeah.
But I was in different schools as a teacher, and the last job I got, I realized that the kids are more open to me
Mhm.
with their worries or about their hobbies.
Mhm.
Like with everything else, I realized like they have more
Yeah.
trust as me and as a teacher, and me as a teacher. Yeah, and I think it's a good thing. Of course, sometimes the parents are not very thankful for that, but I think that has something to do with like the kids see, okay, this lifestyle is possible.
Mhm.
I don't have to be like that, or I don't have to be like that, and
Yeah.
can make music at the same time.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good thing. Of course, I have to watch out what I say
Yeah.
sometimes, but I think right now I'm at a good position.
Mhm.
With
What
that
came first, the music, like interest in music or interest in teaching?
interest in music, of
Mhm.
course. Like the teaching thing was just a solution because at the beginning or after my school, I just didn't know what to do.
Mhm.
And everybody said, "Yeah, okay, I think teacher, it's a good thing for you.
Mhm.
You earn a lot of much money, and
Mhm.
you have a lot of free time. It's bullshit. You don't have the, both of it, but
At least you have summer holidays.
yeah, at least you have some holidays. But yeah, I find a lot of joy in this job
Mhm.
at this job. But music always was a dream, a hobby of mine,
Yeah.
and was my pure joy. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember the first album or project where you realized that making music was an option of like something you can do with your life?
Yeah, it was not that long ago, to be truly honest. I was just releasing stuff on SoundCloud or on YouTube and
Mhm.
didn't show my face.
Yeah.
Like I just, of course, because of the teacher thing too.
Mhm.
But since 2 years, I think my first song with my friend Young T was a feature who brought me to the music stuff and all, and that I should release something was like, okay, it makes a lot of fun and to present my music too. And it was like the first time I felt, okay, why not? So give this dream a shot,
Yeah.
and we will see. Yeah,
Mhm.
and it's yeah, it was a very good decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any goals going into 2024?
I think a lot of time when like creative persons create a goal, it's always in combination with numbers.
Mhm.
And I was very. I'm not a fan of that because I think okay, I just put the work in and we will see what comes out.
Yeah.
But because I can't do more,
Mhm.
of course, I wish like okay, this year it would be great if I got a single that will blow up.
Yeah.
But I will see. I don't pressure myself and takes everything. I will get this journey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Focus more in the work going in because it's what you can control.
Yeah.
Do you ever struggle with that at all? Looking at TikToks or Instagram, YouTube, just the numbers, and if sometimes they go really well and then they go down, and you're like, "Fuck, what am I doing?"
Yeah.
Do you ever struggle with the fatigue with that?
A lot,
Mm-hmm.
because I think every artist can connect with that. There's this app Spotify for artists, and these numbers are like they're fucking with my head.
Yeah.
To be truly honest, you watch them every time and every day, and
it's never as good as you want.
What I did wrong was last TikTok like a mistake. But you learn at the time, and like I said, I learned don't look at the numbers too much. In the past, it was way more difficult because I had at least people who listen to my music, but now I just learned, like I said, I just put the work in, and I will see what's about that in the future.
Yeah. What's your experience been with starting to perform live? Because before you were kind of hiding your face, which is like the switch between doing that and then having to be in public and then being on a stage in front of a bunch of people was a big thing to deal with.
At the beginning, yes. I had my first live act at my hometown castle, and we we organized all ourselves, like 2 friends of mine and myself, and we thought there will be 20 people, and at the end, the whole club was filled with people, and there was like 150 people, which was a lot to us, and I was so nervous.
That is a lot of people.
I just expected there would come like 10, 20 friends, and but it went surprising. Yeah, it went very well, and I was like that moment. After every live act, it's experience. I think I very calm down after that, and it's cool. I don't have a lot of pressure before any live act. It's a pure joy, to be truly honest, because just this vibe with all the artists who are there, and this communication with other artists is very important too at these events. So it's
also
a
just
pure
fun
joy for me.
Fun to be able to meet people that have the same passion, and you can kind of connect on a culture. Yeah. I saw on Threads you were talking about being nervous for the off-season show, which is on Thursday.
Yeah.
How do you have any systems you've developed with being able to calm yourself down? Or you just write it out?
I just, it's like, when I'm on the stage, it's okay. Like before that, it's always this little feeling in my head, and like a little bit, I'm not scared at all, but
you get the adrenaline.
I'm just watching in all the people's eyes. I think, I gotta perform before their people. But when I'm on the stage, it's cool. I was just a little bit nervous about the off season because it's in Berlin. Like I'm from Kassel, and Berlin is a big city to us. Like Kassel, it's not that small. Like I think 200,000 people live in there. Right. It's okay, but it's just this name off season Berlin, and of course for artists in Kassel, Nordhessen, 200,000 people, and nobody gets on vacation there. I don't know any people who goes on vacation to Kassel.
Well, Documenta.
Documenta, yeah, of course, yeah. But the last Documenta was not that good. I think the last 2 of them were not that good. But love to my hometown. I'm just I don't tell too good stuff about that. That's not good. But no, it's just this name of season Berlin, and that was very. I got a lot of respect because Berlin is like a cultural place for music. Yeah. And to be here, to get a live act in this town, it's just a truly honor. Yeah.
Nice. What's the hip hop scene like in Kassel? Is there anything?
Tough, very tough.
You are the hip hop scene.
No. No. There are a lot of artists and a lot of very good artists. But Kassel, it's a thing. I don't think that Kassel has a lot of artists who are very recognized. But the people in Kassel are very, very they're not that proud of their hometown or of
Right.
their culture. It's very tough to build a culture there.
Mm.
But yeah, we go on small steps there. Now there are a lot of good, very good artists. Malik Santana is the name I would call there. Young T, both friends of mine. Yeah, but it's not that big. And the places where you can like make a live act or something, they're very limited.
Mhm.
So I know it's a documenter town, and culture is a very big thing there.
Mhm.
But the music culture or the opportunities for small artists are very limited there.
Mhm. What did you grow up with music around you? Was it what kind of genres, artists, that kind of thing?
Yeah, hip hop, rap. My favorite artist was like artists like Bushido, Sido, Flair. Were like my favorite artists. Old school German rap. Old school for me is old school today,
Yeah,
of course.
yeah.
Yeah, and couple of years later, I was a very big Shindy fan.
Mhm.
Yeah, and yeah, like I said, I was not this hip house genre.
Mhm.
I was like totally rap, but after that, yeah, after I found this genre for myself, I checked other artists like yeah, BRZ was a big thing to do that. Longest Mongoose, of course, Vico 63 also, Dynasty Stars are all artists like of course they give me a lot of inspirations. Yeah, and I think they were like the people who got me to that specifically genre of hip house. Yeah.
Nice. And what about before that, when you were like a child? What was in the house from your parents?
Good questions. My grandpa was a very, very talented musician, could play a lot of instruments, piano, and a lot more. I don't know the English words for that. I'm sorry,
Go German.
Grandpa. Ja, like, Bass konnte er noch spielen, Trompete, also sehr viel, ganzes Orchester fast. And yeah, my father was very proud of that and put me right before the piano. And I played a long time, but like it is when you are like 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, you got other interests.
Yeah.
My other interest was then football.
Mhm.
And to survive the school. Yeah. And yeah, my parents listened to like German Schlager.
Right.
I don't know why. There were a lot of conversations about that because I'm sorry, I hate Schlager. It's like for me, it's the most bad music out there. But okay, the tastes are different.
Yeah.
But yeah, Udo Jürgens. My mom listened to a lot of Udo Jürgens. Yeah, that was like the music I grew up with.
How did you find the other music? Was it through friends or the internet? Or?
Friends. I was like, I went to a very, very small school at the beginning of my time. And after a couple of years, after I got to my new school, I was like in a place where I felt like the only one who just got 2 German parents.
Oh, right.
And of course, there was also a lot of hip hop culture there because the hip hop culture is coming from these people. And yeah, so I learned this new way of music, and I really enjoyed it. And parents didn't like it at the beginning, so I enjoyed it even more. Yeah, and with my friend Young T, he like showed me to make music. Like he invited me to his home with this cheap program, Outer City, I think it's called, where you don't have to pay, and like a USB microphone for 20 euros. Yeah, so I started like that.
How long ago was that?
I think I was 12 or 13. Yes, that's how I started, with very, very bad self-made boom clap rap type beats and very, very bad, stupid lines. But it's okay. It's like I think everyone has this time, and I think the cool thing is it's making a lot of fun to making music, but at this time it was like the most special thing ever, like to hear his own voice and to be proud of the very first track. Even the mix and everything was very, very shit, but it was cool. It was cool.
Do you remember when you started to take it seriously? Or if maybe it was always serious, like always like...
No, it was not serious. We just were roasting each other. And now, like with 16, 17, we made our first tracks. Like I said, I didn't even show it myself, but like where we wanted to make very good music. Yeah, I think that was like the beginning of it, 16, 17. And then, like I said, like with 2021, very late for, I think, an upcoming artist, I released my first stuff on Spotify and co.
Yeah. Since that first release on Spotify, what do you feel like the biggest thing is that you've learned that's improved the music?
To do your own thing. I think a lot of friends of mine were listening to my music at the beginning because it was a taste of them.
Right.
And I just involved it, and everybody was saying like, no, nobody of us is hearing that shit, like that house, that's not real hip hop. But
right.
I said to them, bruh, I'm not real hip hop too. I'm rap.
Yeah.
That's like in a connection to hip hop, but I'm not hip hop. I got two healthy parents who loved each other every time. Like I came off a good neighborhood, so I don't have any hip hop like type of way.
Yeah,
and you don't listen to each other. Like you can, music genres are so bright, full of ideas and directions you can go, and you will find your way if you just do your thing. Who makes a lot of joy. Like the best tracks I made, I wrote like in 10 minutes or 5 minutes because it just went down. I just wrote. I don't thought a lot. I just wrote it, and because I was feeling all. I was feeling what all the flow, like the flow. I think it's called in German the Flow-Erlebnis. Like if you
Flow
really,
state.
if you really enjoy something, like you can fully understand your whole potential, and just involve that time after time, and don't listen like to pressure or to opinions too much of other people. Of course, you have to reflect like yourself, but not too much. Like you will find your way.
Yeah, you've got to differentiate between useful feedback of like which to you means more. People give feedback in different ways. Sometimes it's just like kind of aimless, like this is shit, and you're like, it's not for you. And then sometimes people are more constructive with feedback, so you have to kind of learn to emotionally separate from one and use the other. We've done almost 30 minutes. I have a couple of very quick questions, like one-word answers, and then you can do promotion and everything, and then we'll finish up. Hip hop or house?
House.
Gold Link or Channel Trez?
Channel Trez.
TikTok or Instagram?
TikTok.
Performing or writing?
Writing.
Nice. Very quick. Do you have anything you want to promote where people can find you and that kind of thing?
You can find me everywhere. Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere on every music distribution. Like Lenge, I got a couple of songs, and I hope they give you pure joy at every stage of your life, at every time of your life. And I will be glad about that if you would listen to it.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for coming. I'm looking forward to seeing you perform off season. And thanks for everyone listening.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak here. Thank you.
Thank you. Perfect. Welcome back to Unsigned Berlin. This is another special episode in collaboration with Off Season, and I'm sat here today with Frolex. And to get going, we're going to start off with a little snippet of Du drehst dich.
Nach dir ruft und du drehst dich hältst die Ohren zu, gehst der Wahrheit ständig aus dem Weg, denn die Wahrheit tut oftmals weh, denn du...
And that was Du drehst dich by Frolex. Obviously you're here in connection with Off Season. Can you describe Off Season for the people who don't know about the project?
Yes. Well, Off Season is a space for artists they give them the chance, maybe for artists with not the big names or bigger names, whatever, just to give them space to express themselves in a safe space, I would
Yeah.
say.
Nice. And how did you get involved with the project?
Well, I met one of the founders at a music video shoot,
All right.
and then later he listened to my music, and yeah, he didn't know back then that I'm doing music, and so
Mhm.
he was like, "Oh, you're doing music, come to off season." Yeah, that's why I'm here.
Yeah, nice. And this is also not the first event that you're doing where there's like a collaborative effort and there's lots of people performing, because you did Frolex and Friends
Yeah,
a
right.
while ago. What was the idea behind that project?
Well, behind Frolex and Friends,
Mhm.
well, as you can see in the name, it's about my friends and me. And yeah, it's a really, actually it was a success because so many people were there. It was sold out. We had
Nice.
a great team. So many people were working with us, like the whole band and my manager, of course, and Afronova. We were sponsored by Afronova. And yes, it's just beautiful to have a nice event with all of your loved ones,
Mhm.
and to create such a unique atmosphere,
Yeah.
and to really see that people come together to see what you've been working on and
Mhm.
what you've been working on with your team the whole time. So it's just beautiful. This I already no, it was the first event of Frolex and Friends, but it's not the last one. So this year,
Sold out. So
yeah. So this year is going to be the next one.
what are you
Next
trying to
ones.
What are you trying to do different for the next one coming?
Different songs, like
Mhm.
songs the people never heard from me,
Mhm.
like really different shit. Sorry, I'm not supposed
No,
to
that's
say
okay.
shit.
Yeah.
And more artists for sure.
Mhm.
Another venue. Same vibe but different vibe. Yeah, I think it's just gonna be different than the time before, but still the same. I don't know.
Yeah, but there was nothing on the last one where you were like, oh, we really fucked this up. Like, next time, definitely not this.
No, because, well, yeah, there were some challenges, but we managed it really good.
Nice.
So we were, actually there was a timetable, but things happened differently, so we had
Yeah.
to, like always, so we had to pretend that everything is alright and fine, and there were many spontaneous actions happening, so no, I'm happy how it went, so
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, and for off-season you'll be able to, because you're not like involved on the organizational side, you can take a back seat and just like do the show, because there's 5 other artists performing. And,
Yeah.
it's a bit more chill.
Yeah.
And you mentioned your manager, which is
Mhm.
Chris Chapter.
Yeah, Chris Chapter.
How did you start working with him?
Well, it happened really random because we both were friends before, and we were already connected on IG.
Mhm.
And I had a lot of visions already. It was back in 2018, and I had a lot of visions. And then I posted a picture, and it was a cover of a song that was not. It wasn't even recorded yet. So and I was just like, oh, this could be a nice cover for this song. Yeah, just let me drop it. And then I wrote down my previous artist name, because Frolex, like this character, this how can I say, like, yeah, Frolex is me, it's a part of me, but it involved through a period of time, you know? So back then, I think I was Lexa or Lex, something like this, and the name of the song was Flex.
Okay.
So yeah, Flex by Lex or something like this. And then he told me, he wrote me in a private message, yo, just a little tip. I wouldn't upload something that is not already, you know, like finished.
Yeah.
You know, I see you, I see what you're trying to do, but still it's not the right way. And then he said, you know, I have some a lot of experience. We can chat. We can meet. So yeah. Then I showed him some of the stuff I already did, and he saw something in me. And he's not only my manager; he's like a really good friend,
Nice.
like a sensei, like one of my favorite producers. Like he has a really good ear with mixing and recording, and he actually when we started to work, well, before he started recording, I don't know, a few years before, but we were getting into it together a lot, you know.
Right.
So we learned a lot together and achieved a lot together, and yeah, there's a lot more coming.
Nice to be able to grow with
Yeah.
someone, especially business side, because I feel like usually most artist business relationships are like the business person's been in it for a while and then is picking up someone new. But it's nice to be able to grow together.
That's it. Yeah, we grow together.
Where did the role come into Frolex?
Frolex.
Yeah.
So this started with a post too, actually, because there was a challenge once where there was not a mannequin, like a drawing of a person, and you had to how can I say, to draw yourself. You had to put some hair on it and shit, you know, something like this. And then I draw a big fro and grills. I put some grills on and some really nice jewelry and shit. And I looked at her and was like, damn, that's Frolex. And I have a tattoo of Frolex too. So I got it here. And one of my best friends, or like a lot of my really tight friends, they gave me this tattoo as a birthday gift for my 21st birthday. I'm going to be 25 this year. And so this was one of the points when I really was like, yeah, I'm Frolex. Yeah.
You do a lot of visual art from just looking at your socials and stuff. You do visual art, you do a lot of cooking, and you do music, obviously. Do they do different things for sort of your soul? Or is it just like you just do whatever you feel like in the moment?
Both. Well, I'm a person, I really like to do what I like to do. I don't like to be forced to do something. So maybe that's some of the reasons why it's really hard for me to stay consistent with putting out content, which is really important for upcoming artists to be, you know, like there, you know.
Yeah.
So as you know, I just want to do what I want to do, but still I have to do some things I don't want to, you know. Do right now. But when you are like really into it in a moment, and then it's how can I say, when just do it, it's going to be a routine. So I just have to do it. Regarding social media, so you said what they if they provide me like financially, or
no, just like for what you enjoy doing. If like for me, cooking calms me down a lot. Where music will get me,
that
like,
was the
excited.
question. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, cooking. I love cooking. I love to see what I put inside my body, you know. I love to prepare it, and I just love to create food, to create music, art in a general.
Was that something you had growing up as well, with music in the house and cooking with parents and stuff like that?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Nice. My dad, he cooks a lot, and my mom sometimes too. She really enjoyed it when I was still living there, when I cooked. You know, I can't cook, so So yeah.
What kind of music did you have in the house?
Back
from the parents?
then, a lot of reggae. Yeah, a lot of reggae. Soul, new soul, hip hop.
Yeah.
Well, pop, everything.
It's a good variety. Yeah, that's a good variety. It's pretty unusual that people who are like, I don't know, older than 45 or so listen to like a big variety. Usually they know what they like and they're like, this is it.
Yeah. No, my dad, he loves music, and my mom too, but my dad in a different way. So, and he bought my brother and me like a mic stand with microphones, and a little amp or something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this, and and we had like this and a hat with Jamaican colors on top and fake locks. They were already sewed in, and then he put some reggae on, and we were just jamming. My brother and me were like 5 or 4. We still have a picture of this jam session at home, and yeah. So and we were listening a lot to Michael Jackson too. And we were watching the Michael Jackson movies and stuff. I think movies or
Music
was it
videos at
only-
least.
Yeah, but there was a movie. I think something I remember.
it
Well,
up.
but I have to say his music videos they look like movies, so
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
that's why.
Oh, it seems like there's a few actually.
Yeah,
It's like Moonwalker,
yeah, okay.
Captain EO, The Wiz.
The Wiz.
I don't know any of these, but
The
they're
Wiz was it with the name like Diana Ross?
yes.
Yeah, okay. Then
And
yeah,
Richard Pryor.
yeah,
Damn.
yeah. I can still remember it when
Do you remember the first artist or album that felt like it was yours, like something you discovered and it wasn't just from your family?
Well, I would say Erica Badu. Well, maybe my dad, he already played her. I don't know. But she was really an artist that I found myself or for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
For
also,
example.
I saw on your Instagram, I think, something called DPRTU.
Yeah, Departure.
Ah,
Yeah, yeah.
okay. What is that? Can you talk a little bit about it?
Yeah, well, Departure, it's a collective, but not only a collective. It's a tribe. It's family. It's well, we are different people. We are doing different kind of art, or same art. What do you mean same? Everything's different, but it resonates, you know. So yeah, it's just like a really beautiful community across the world. So we have somebody who's living in Accra in Ghana. We have somebody who's living in Amsterdam and in the Netherlands. Some people who are located in Berlin or in Cologne or whatever. So we are just a family. Yeah.
Is the goal with that to put something out as Departure, like as a project?
Yeah,
Or is it
for sure. Yeah. It's not like
just a sharing space?
no, it's we want to put out art together, and we already did it, and we have a lot of stuff that is has to go out, and you know, yeah, there's so much that we can do, and we already did, and so yeah, there's a lot of coming this year with Departure as well.
When that was coming together, were you pretty conscious about being like, okay, we have 3 musicians, but we need someone who does visuals? Or was it just like, these are friends, what can we make work between us?
Well, okay, both. We were working with the people and the equipment that we got until then, but we are still happy for new people, you know, or for who want to participate, who have the same vision as us, and yeah.
When you're writing songs with a group like that or with a producer or anything, what's the kind of process that you like to do? Is it starting from scratch, or do you like to prepare and write and rewrite before you go to a studio session?
Both. Or different. Like, what means both? There are different ways, you know? So I like to freestyle, but I like to do it on my own.
Right.
Or with a surrounding that I'm really comfortable with, you know?
You have to be as well.
Yeah.
Some fuck up a lot.
Yeah, but some people, they're just freestyling and blah, 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 blah. And I can do it too in a nice space, but still it's a really burnable thing, you know? So, so I like to freestyle songs, and then and then I record it with my phone or directly with the microphone. Then I work on the lyrics and stuff, or I listen to something and then I write down my thoughts, or I have already an idea on a beat that I saw on YouTube, and then I write it down, and then send this beat to somebody, is like, and I'm not saying do the same, but just do your interpretation,
Yeah.
yes, of this song, yeah.
And are you usually coming with a concept and you're like, this is the idea I want to communicate? Or is it more just like playing with sounds and then seeing what comes out?
Different. Well, I can, I don't do things like all the time the same. So it's just different.
Difficult to say.
Yeah, really difficult to say. So, and if you have a team or a person you're working with who understands your thoughts and your ideas without even, I don't even have to say something, you know. He already did it or something, or he's already, or he's saying the same, you know. That's the thing with Chris Chapter, with my manager and producer, you know. Sometimes I don't have to say something. He already, he can, connects, and he can look inside my brain. He's like, it's, sometimes you don't have to say something, and this is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's the ideal.
Yeah.
I saw on your Instagram that just before COVID, so 2019, you spent, it looked like quite a long time in Togo. How do you feel that affected your music?
Well, I've been to Togo 4 times in general. And last time was last year after COVID. And the third time was, before COVID. And well, I've been to Togo in different states of my, how can I say it?
Musical development?
Yeah, musical and like a person, as a person, you know. Well, I was there when I was a child, a teenager, a young woman, and a more mature woman last year. And it was just beautiful, you know. I reconnected with my roots more. I saw my family, all the fruits, the sun, the joy. So and I wrote some songs there too. We have a rooftop. Well, actually, it's not really a rooftop. It's another floor that was never
finished.
Never finished, but it's cool because you have the walls around you, and but the sky
rooftop
above
with shade.
Yeah, but it's really cool. It's rough. It's nice, and I used to sing there a lot, and so freestyle a lot, doing my thing.
Do you feel like you make different music while you're there than here?
Yeah. And I really wish that next time when I'm going to be there, that I will record there in the studio. Because last year I put my, I bring my my mic. No, I didn't have I didn't have an interface there yet. But I bring my USB mic and shit, you know, like a little setup. Yeah. And I just recorded some ideas, and I wrote down some poems. So sometimes I write poems too. So it's different. It depends on where you're at. Different inspirations. So it was different.
How do you feel like the experience changed in terms of connecting with a different culture and connecting with roots at the different ages you were when you went?
So when I was a child, you know, you think less.
It's just fun. You're like, there's different things here.
Yeah, different things. Woohoo! And then when I was a teenager, it was for sure different as well, and all the hormones and stuff. It was a crazy time with 13 years old. Yeah, I was 13. Yeah, just crazy. And so these 2 times I was with my brother and my dad and some cousins too from Germany and from New York. And then the time before COVID, I was there only with my dad, I think. Yeah, maybe there was somebody else too. I don't remember now. But I was really sad that my brother was not there, you know. And the last time too, but okay, he's joining this year too, but we have a dog and he has to work, so there were different,
It's harder to get a group together when
Yeah,
people
yeah.
have lives that like they can't leave.
Yeah, so it was just different. Especially last year, with another consciousness, I realized so many things about me and about Togo and Germany, and I was really like the thing is, it depends. When I'm there, I'm Togolese, but I'm German,
Yeah.
and some people, they more see me as a German person. Some think, she's one of us, so no.
Yeah.
And in German, it's everybody's asking me, where are you from? And they speak in English to me, not
Right.
everybody, but most of the people.
Yeah.
And so there, I kind of felt like a German.
Right.
And here, I kind of feel like not being really a German, because people don't think that it's especially as a person with different ethnical backgrounds.
Ethnic, yeah.
Yeah. Ethnical or ethnic? Ethnic backgrounds.
Yeah.
So it's, sometimes kind of weird. It's beautiful, but weird too, because you're from there, not from there. Or for a person too, who's fully from, I don't know, from India, for example, and grew up here. It's kind of the same, so they are there, and
No, it's just
that's
weird living between cultures as well. Like when I left the UK when I was 16.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of like being an adult in England that I have no connection to, like the drinking culture and going out and all of that. And I go back and then, or people will ask me stuff here. They'll be like, oh, what's it like in the UK? And I'm like, I don't know, like that part of me being English like doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
You mentioned you have family in New York.
Yeah.
Have you been able to go out there?
Yes, last year.
Nice.
I was there the first time with a project from, it's called Berlin X Bronx Connection. And it's, it's funded. It's by the German government and organized and funded too, I guess, from Street College and, Szene Team, Berlin.
Don't know.
Okay, you don't know, but I was just putting out the names, so everybody got their, their props and whatever. And and we were there it was cool. We were a big group of young artists, and we had 3 senseis. So one is Olat, shout out to Olat, to Joe, and to Lotte. And they were guiding us through New York, showing us some things. We had some shows and some shooting. So it was cool. And I saw my family, and this was my highlight. This was really the highlight. Nothing. Well, I stood in front of the Empire State, not Empire State Building. Sorry, it's gone. Inside in front of the Statue of Liberty.
Oh yeah.
It's so small, actually.
People say that, yeah.
Yeah, it's really small. It was like, I already saw my family. This stage is nothing. And I was at the Times Square too.
Times Square is weird because it's like a tourist attraction to get advertised to, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, it's so weird. People, they're so rude. They are making pictures of you. They're like, a nice shot. It was a really nice picture. And he said, okay, now give me my money. Give me 10. Come on, give me $10. And I was like, you want money from me? You have to pay me. You took a picture of me, so give me my money. And I was like, delete that. Because I was really angry. They are so rude, some of the people. And it was a lot. Like Times Square wasn't my place. Well, it was fun to be there for one time in your life, but too much going on. And I'm not a fan of crowded areas. So
Did you grow up in Berlin?
No.
Oh, okay, yeah. So did you grow up in like a smaller place?
Yeah.
Yeah, same. So Berlin's like, for me, sometimes a lot. And then I think New York, from what I've heard, is just like triple or double that. And I think, at least for now, it would be too much for me as well to live there.
Nah, I couldn't.
And have to try to be creative as well with so much going on. And like,
I couldn't. Never.
Are there any other places that you want to to go, especially with music? Like if everything goes really well, is there like a different city you want to go to?
Well, this is a really good question, but I have to add something to the question before. Maybe I would move to New York for a short time to connect, to make some music and shit. But I wouldn't spend the rest of my life there. And regarding your question now, so every big city has their cool sides and dark sides. And well, I've been to a lot of big cities, especially last year, to major cities, you know, like Paris, New York, Berlin, for example, Lomé in Togo. And it's cool, but I really miss nature. So I think when it's going to the point, and you were talking about, I hope that I already have like my eco village somewhere, and I can do music with I don't know,
Some green around.
yeah. So
Yeah.
drumming on some wood or something, just back to nature. I still would love to work in big cities too for a short period, like a really short period of time. But I think my next step is going to be a more peaceful space.
Strip down a little bit.
Yeah.
So, and you have things to do, I know, today. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you go soon. But I have prepared a couple quick questions that
Okay.
are just like one-word responses.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably, maybe not, depending on your opinions.
Yeah.
So yeah, what's your favorite tea?
My favorite tea. I love tea. I'm not really good in favorite things because I can't decide. That's why.
Can you give a top three?
Okay, top 3: chai, jasmine tea. Well, there's so many teas I haven't tried yet. And oh shit. Okay, and there is a really, really nice kinda lemongrass, but it's not really lemongrass tea from Togo. Maybe it's lemongrass. Right now it's not lemongrass.
Mystery, maybe lemongrass tea.
Yeah.
Most underrated drink.
Most underrated drink, water.
Overrated drink.
Coke. Blah.
What's your go-to meal to impress a guest if you're gonna cook?
Something colorful with a lot of vegetables and a lot of spices. I can't tell you now what it is, but it's going to be nice.
Colorful surprise.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that's everything. I mean, before we finish up, do you have anything you want to promote? Off-season will have happened by the time this is out, but are there anything else?
Anything else? Go again?
To promote, to send the listeners to, hopefully.
To off season?
No, to your stuff.
Okay. Sorry.
No, all good.
Can we cut this out?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I am soon dropping something special. I've been working on some shit, so just stay tuned. I don't want to say too much because, people talk and I don't want to talk.
And things can go wrong as well. And
But just new music, new events, new departure, stuff, like everything, yeah.
Yeah, the links for all of that will be in the description.
Yes.
Thank you to everyone for listening.
Yeah.
Thank you, Frolex, for coming.
Thank you.
And for those who are still listening, if you can leave a review and if you can share, that always helps a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
having me here.
Thank you for coming.
Frolex, like Rolex, but with an F in front. Frolex. Thank you.
Perfect.